Alright. Hello, friends. Let's be cheerful with really horror, creepy music. Really horror, creepy music? Really creepy horror music. There we go. I know how to speak English. Haha. As always, there's gonna be some noise because it's warm AF right now, and keeping my window like wide open. Maybe attacked by giant killer hornets again, who knows. I have turned off my ceiling fan though, just to spare you guys from the noise. But there will be noise from cars and stuff anyway, so sorry about that. I have also aggressively modified my compressor. So even if I speak pretty quiet and just kind of talk calmly to you, or if I'm shouting as loud as I can, okay, maybe not as loud as I can, it should keep a fairly decent audio level at all times. I noticed in the Beneath a Steel Sky stream, sometimes my voice was way too loud. And sometimes it was kind of quiet, so, but yeah, I spent a little time with the compressor and it should be working okay now. So today, hello Yannick, nice to see you. Always good to see you. I sound different for sure, I don't know about that. It's still me. But anyways, today we're going to play a game that actually Yeti gifted to me exactly 1 month and 4 days ago. That I promised I was gonna play. I haven't really been feeling like it since I got it, but you know what? It's a promise, and it does look pretty good, so let's do it. So Pathologic 2, going by what it says on the Steam page, is a open world horror RPG where you're supposed to be in a rural town helping people survive and fight an outbreak of some kind. And it also has survival elements in it. And I can tell this is gonna be one of those games because, how do you put this? When I started the game, it gave me a difficulty choice. 3 difficulties. On the left we had Larva, in the center we had Cocoon, and on the right we had Intended. So I picked the easiest mode because it said it was still hard. And the game gave me a warning. It said, hey, you're trying to play the game on the non-intended difficulty. Are you sure about this? And that made me feel kind of bad, so I said cancel, and I picked the harder difficulty. The one that said, like, it's gonna be rough. And it says, hey, you're trying to play this game on non-intended difficulty. You want to continue? And I'm like, you know what, yeah, I want to continue. I'll play the hard mode. I don't think I want to jump right into, like, Dark Souls backstab while getting shot by lightning and dragon breath up the ass, you know. Nah, I think I'll just do the hard difficulty, thanks. If it turns out it's too hard, I can lower the difficulty. If it turns out it's too easy, we can increase the difficulty, but I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty dang rough. So, full disclosure, I wasn't sure if I was gonna stream tonight because I am yet again lacking an entire night of sleep. I woke up at like 1 AM and I've been up since then. But I made a pretty dang delicious and really nice fresh dinner, which really boosted my spirits a bit. I thought, you know what, let's get this show on the road because I promised Yeti I would play this game. And, you know, I really feel bad when I don't stream for you guys, at least on a sub-daily basis. So let's do it. Let's do it. I have my doubts. Where is Useless and what did you do to him? Who is your daddy and what does he do? That's my question for you, Stu. I actually made a joke like that on my YouTube channel, like the Two Fools Play YouTube channel, before I made my own personal channel. Because my co-channel owner or host, Tyc, was pretty busy with work for a long time, work and life. So I made a little like Double Dragon video with a joke like, can you guys imagine if I made videos without Tai C. And I had this like British text-to-speech voice, and I would just write for that and make like videos with me and this text-to-speech British voice thing. I had a friend of mine play Double Dragon with me for a while, and then I just recorded it without voice, of course. That was quite fun. Like, Tai C, you sound a little bit different than you normally do. No, it is definitely me. I am the real Tai C. Attitude adjustment, bitch. This is... I don't know, it was a good video. I liked doing it. Good evening, blah blah. I almost doxed you there because I remember your name now. It's nice to see you, man. As I just mentioned a little while ago, today we're playing Pathologic 2, which is a game gifted to me by the one and only Yeti. The closet one. The closet variety. It is a... not a survival horror, I guess survival horror RPG adventure game, sorta. So yeah. It's gonna be one of those games. I hear this game is very hard. It's also making the point on the story page that while you are trying to save people in this rural town from some kind of outbreak, it says you cannot save everyone, and that always gives me, well, anxiety, if nothing else. Which I gotta admit, that's been rough on me recently. Usually when I go to bed nowadays, I have these like really awkward fits of anxiety where I'm just about to fall asleep. I feel pretty calm, but then something triggers and I feel this like panic growing, like my life is in danger, and I fly out of bed, I hyperventilate, and stay like that for like 5 seconds, then everything's fine again. So that's been really strange, which is why I don't get much sleep. But in any case, we're here now. And I hope at least you can hear my voice that I'm pretty okay. So we'll do what we can. We'll hang out for a bit. I can't guarantee it's gonna be a long stream tonight, but we're gonna try and get our usual 2 hours. If anything, if Pathologic 2 turns out to be quite interesting, we might play it for a little while longer. In other news, I've been playing the Elden Ring Seamless Co-op mod. Dang, that's a good mod. I mean, yeah, it's buggy a bit, but man, like, yeah, it almost feels like co-op was made to be played this way, in the seamless style. It works really well. It is still in beta, but it is fully playable, and it's a lot of fun. I actually put another mod on top of that, some kind of overhaul mod called Elden Ring Reforged, which is pretty good, but I feel like for everything good that Elden Ring Reforged does, it takes like a step back as well. Valkyrian, good evening. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Valkyrion. Today we are French. Take a sip of my water here. On that note, I'll be playing Pathologic 2 in full screen, so I won't be able to see the activity feed because the Steam overlay hates me. Namposimus. It's also good to see you, my friend. Did you treat yourself to something nice, like I suggested? Oh yeah, you were making that dinner. That's right, that's right, that's right. It's good to see you all. It's been about 11 minutes, so why don't we cut the music here? And I messed around with the audio. I recorded a few test runs just to see what the audio was like. I haven't actually started the game, but just messed around in the menu. But I hope that it has audio balanced enough that you can hear me and the game without the game overpowering my voice. It should be fine. This is actually about as loud as the music gets in this game, so if you can hear me clearly now and you can still hear the music in the background, we're good to go. I made good food. It doesn't look like much, but it's about the taste, you know? It's always about the taste. When you start out cooking, it doesn't really matter what kind of, what's it called, gastronomy, what you're using, just make it taste good. You can work on how it looks at some other points, you know? Besides, there's a lot of dishes that look like waste that actually taste really good. But anyways, one final time for people who came in now. Today we're playing Pathologic 2, a game that was gifted to me by the one and only Closet Yeti. It is a survival/horror game, adventure game, where you're in a rural town trying to save the people from an outbreak. The store makes it obvious from the get-go that you cannot save everyone. It's going to be one of those games. I've gone through the settings to make sure that the subtitles are on. So I hope that will look fine. I've turned off a few things like motion blur. And we're playing on the hard difficulty, not the hardest difficulty, which is apparently the intended way to play. We're just playing it hard. I've never played this game before. I know kind of what it's about. This was suggested by Yeti because I played Shadow of Destiny, you know, the time-traveling game where you try to prevent your own death several times. There was a homunculus and all kind of crazy stuff. He said this game is similar in the time travel aspect, apparently. So, that's gonna be interesting. Valkyrian. Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff to do in Lost Ark. In mention of that as an example, I had a raid last night until 3:30 in the morning. That's why I did not have any chance to look at your streams, sadly I say. Don't worry, I haven't made that many streams. How are you doing today, Useless? Tired? A little anxious. But high spirits, regardless. And I'm happy to see you guys, so let's do this thing. You flashed a man in a mask there briefly. The play begins in the middle of things. It might take some time to figure out what is happening, but it'll all start coming together soon. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be terrified. Rough, that was a good start, aren't we? Man, my mouse sensitivity is a little low. It's also very dark. Let's see if we can fix that by upping the gamma just a tad. Let's see. The mouse sensitivity just a tad. Oh, jeez. What a start. Oh, jeez. Alright. Hello.
We're all strong enough to support one another's misfortune.
You don't look suspicious at all, my man. So, Burak, your performance was a flop. You're unfit for the role. A cursed production. This is our second attempt, and a second failure. Come on, the first round was decent. I don't know what we're talking about. That is not for you to judge. It's not our fault you put us into these inhuman conditions. Okay. Yeah, this is logical. An operation on stage? That's weird. Oh, that's kind of... Okay. There's a Caelid Raven up there from Elden Ring. And I want to go talk to it. I mean, yeah, I could talk to that guy, but... eh. Oh, sir? It's fine. You also want to talk. How do I get up and talk to you? I guess I'll talk to one person at a time here. Hello, friend.
Time is slipping through our fingers. We must act now.
Oh, that was not the act they played on stage. It might have been. Are you playing the game? Or gaming to play? Whoa. Bachelor. That's a great name for you. I'll pick your nose. Hey, you can't see my mouse cursor, I guess. They don't trust me anymore. I wasn't even invited to the final council. Where are the birds? I can imagine what kind of advice you would have given them. Erdem. Erdem? Huh. Oh, where else? If you mean the real ones. The real birds or the orderlies? I meant the orderlies. Where are the birds, dude? Okay.
You know, all saints and Patience are our most precious gifts.
I see. Turns out the birds aren't birds at all. Want to know what they are? Lean down and I'll tell you. Lower. Lower now. Their fingers. Oh, this really is Elden Ring. What do you know? Why the happy face? How many have you revived? You should be ashamed. People believed in you. Huh? Yeah, as it said, starting in the middle of things is a little confusing. Hey, Birdman. I want to talk to you. This game is a little bit laggy. Hello. There's a lot more shadows of people that aren't here. Hello. Executor. Or Executor, perhaps. You remind me of the Fallout power armor, for some reason. Want to receive your payment? Well, everyone will get paid what they're due in the cathedral. That's where the final choice will be made. By whom? The authorities. Fitting. Oh, I have something. We'll fix everything. The decision was made in the cathedral. Okay. Why there's so many shadows of people that aren't here? Oh, whatever. That's just life, I guess. Damn, they're blocking my way. It's like Shuan all over again. Whatever that name was called. That game was called. A cake. How nice of the plague bird. Dude. Oh, I have a stamina bar. Oh. Okay. A pretty big place. You're hated here. You're hated here. You're hated everywhere. Wait. Dream Mistress sleep. Dream Mistress asleep here. You're hated here. You're hated here. Wow, it's just like real life. I'm hated everywhere. Nice. Everybody hates me. Nobody loves me. Day 12, the last one, which the Haruspex ends in a semicolon. A little worried about what this thing is. I'm sure it's fine. Everything's fine. Guess that's where I need to go. At least there's guards. We're fine. This kind of reminds me of Dishonored in its style a little bit. If it's too dark, let me know. We can increase the Huh, yeah, they're fine. We can increase the gamma a bit more if it's too dark. I might vaguely remember Yeti playing this. Maybe, I guess. I'm not sure. He might have. I'm not sure. Hello, what's happening over here? I see. This man wants to talk. Seems like a great idea. Oh, sorry, lady. I called you a man. Sorry, man. I called you a lady. Aspity, I know where you're going. Want a piece of advice? What? You're alive? Heed my advice. You think she loves you? Think she's a friend and he's a foe because he brought in cannons? I mean, any friend with a cannon is a friend of mine. Don't talk to her first. Talk to him. Bayarla Saba. And now I need to go. I don't know what I just told you. Okay. I didn't think my thoughts... I didn't think my thoughts could kill people like that. You're going around with flamethrowers. It's fine. GG, you cured her. He was not alive for long. It reminds me of that Thief series. Oh, yeah. Everything's fine. Searchlights. Release Dishonored. I feel like a Japanese schoolgirl with gloves on died here. Alyssa, is that you? You gotta escape. You gotta go to the clock tower. Oh, what is that? A bunch of them around. Weird. I wanna walk into it. I feel like that was a bad idea. Oh, oh well. It's fine. It's fine. I just have these things on the side of my screen now. It's okay. Oh, I'm glad you're keeping your spirits up, lady. You're kind of cheating there, though. Look, she's like... Yep, step on half of it. What a cheater. Stupid cheater. Hey. You guys, you're not tired standing around with this giant tank on your back? You wanna... Look, he's just trying to get some sleep, and you guys are in the way. Oh, whatever. Sir, this is no place for a nap. Ma'am, this is no place for a nap. Yeah, let's drink some water. Great. Tell me I can't jump over this? It's an invisible wall. Lucky. I'm getting some Rule of Rose flashbacks here. Yeah, that looks perfectly normal. Yeah, that thing over there, normal. You know, I had these like weird things on the side of my screen ever since I walked into that darkness, and it's kind of pulsating. Now it's gone. Now it's back. Ah, I found the clock tower. Alyssa?
Only a fool would cut the Gordian knot. It ought to be vivisected.
The guy on the bridge told me to talk to the man, but I talked to the woman. Inquisitor, why have you come? You now decide the town's fate to confirm that we have the means to fight the plague. The plague, not the outbreak. Who cares? We already decided everything without you. You come uninvited. What did you decide? Who are you to demand reports from us? A backwoodsman, a self-taught doctor practicing barbaric traditional medicine. Oof, traditional medicine. What a fiend we are. What a terrible human being. Oh, but I know who you are. You're the person I was very wrong to put my hopes on. The person who let me down. Out! Now! I only need one more day. I know where to get the ingredient for my serum. We can produce it. Hey, you, over there. Seize this man and throw him out. Aglaya, listen to me. All of you, please listen. Hello?
Where are my aides? Where's my Batman?
I'm Batman. Commander. Is this the doctor? This is the doctor. What do you want? We can cure this disease. I know how. Proof? I didn't have time to collect. It's in my other pants, dude. Not exactly scientific. Our people have a different approach. What is this nonsense? State your name and occupation. We are Artemi Burak, surgeon. I see. Give me a reason to call off the bombardment. You have one chance. There are many survivors here. That's enough. I know how to make a serum. We will need time to produce it at scale. The recipe has been developed. You're a war hero. The only person in our army who can truly be called human. I mean, have you seen this, like, brushed on beard and stash? I don't know about that. Looked like someone took a pencil and just, like, scribbled all over his chin. I don't know if he'll buy the serum part. The war hero might play to his ego. I'm gonna do the serum part. No, Burak. You told me you had 3 tank cars of that panacea and an army of doctors from the capital ready to administer it. That would have convinced me. As it stands, there's no going back. It's too great a risk. Don't! We only had 12 days. That's not enough time. Oh. Pardon me. I can't even jump over the table. Why can't I jump? Ew. Orchestrator.
To climb out of the pot, you'll have to burn your hands.
Mark Immortal, huh? Okay, okay. Or Immortel, I guess. So you insist on a second attempt, huh? Stubborn. Not a second, a first one. Alright, let's roll then. Let us imagine that the last train has not yet left the station. Just don't be late. All I need is to not miss my stop. You are Artemi Burak, a surgeon. You're coming back to your hometown, summoned by a disturbing letter. Way home when it all begins. That bread? What is C? C makes me squint, I guess. Someone gotta fix this train. It's a hazard. Hey. Good morning. How do you do? Fellow traveler. How did you get inside this coffin? Hey, you're the one in the coffin. I was hiding. From whom? Death? What a question. Who are you hiding from? Death? I mean, I guess that is fair when you're in a casket. That's one tiny compartment. Your bones must be aching. A coffin is the best means of transportation in the world. It can get you to unimaginable places. True. Just, yeah. Absolutely. True. I'm coming home. All I need is to avoid distraction. Oh, let's get distracted. Can I have some bread? Oh. Uh-oh. A harsh stop. I just wanted to go home. Ah, it's amnesia. Good. Good. I love amnesia. I can't unlight the lamp. I can't snuff it out. You know, this is pretty normal. Yeah, I mean, it's Tuesday. Wait, that thing's alive? I thought it was like a cow statue. And they all want to talk to me. That's not good. Hello, friends. Hey. Railroads are beautiful. Oh. Railroads are beautiful. They always lead to one place you can't turn from. Except when there's a silly mistake, like this crash. Dying just to escape fate. Stupid. Boring. I have a lot of questions more than who are you and what is that, but, who are you? Us. Kind volunteers who advise you to return to the train car. It will soon leave. It's crashed, though. That bull, what has it done? That is Bose Turok, a creature of steppe legends from which the world was created. What was he trying to achieve here? Stupid. Life can never prevent death. Death? As you can see, the blood no longer flows in this artery. There's a clot. You're a doctor, aren't you? You have medicine with you? Medicine for what? How should we know? You're the doctor, not us. Go and see. We're only ensuring no other trains are derailed. We'll fix yours too, once the beast leaves the tracks. Thanks. I have a lot of time on my hands then. Bulls are stubborn. There's darkness ahead. I follow the rails into the black cloud. That seems like a bad idea. No one else wants to talk. You're a big bull. Yeah, that doesn't look healthy. Yep. 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 Alright, well. Here we go! Oh, good. Yeah, this is good. Yep, yep, yep. Dead. Hey! Oh, what? Yeah, sorry, buddy. I had a bit of an aneurysm there. Are you playing dice? Did you win? Want to share secrets? Why? You can share your worries, and I'll take them with me. Into the coffin? Deal. Who goes first? I have no worries. Gonna play? That's not sharing secrets. Dice? What are the stakes? Your fate. You're a funny man. Except you're not funny. Creeping me out, man. So far, this game has made so much sense to me. This place is wrong. It's not my home. Who is in the back room? In fact, why am I here? I'm leaving by... Alright, hang on. Which one is the... Sorry, ladies. Ah, gotcha! And poof. Yep. Yeah, sorry about that. And this makes perfect sense so far. Oh. You also a weirdo? Survivor. Wow, you're really wrapping your arms around yourself. How do you even... How? How do you do that? Huh. Someone heavy. I hear heavy steps in the dark. I can't see you. Are you deaf? No, I'm a doctor. What's wrong with you? So thirsty. I need a drink of fresh water. Where do I get it? Wait for me. I can get you some water. Sorry, wrong door. Are you water? Dang, I need a bottle. My life, it's ruined. Do I have any bottles in here? Hey, creepy people, you got a bottle in here? Walnuts. Scrap. Hey, bottle. I'll take it. Ooh. I got a repellent cloak. Hooray. Can I take that? Don't worry, lady. We'll get you some water. Have a drink as well. So far, the game isn't creepy at all. Hey, kind of in the way. I have a bad feeling about this. Excuse me. Did you loot me? Bad dream? Why'd you wake me up? Did I? Awake, asleep. It doesn't matter. You're a restless man. I just wonder what's inside you. You didn't actually tell him about this. This game is weird. That's a cool guy. Nice hairdo, lady. Are we having a fight? Let Mother Butthole caress your step, Calboin. You haven't forgotten your people, have you? I don't know what that means. No, I haven't. You have a good heart. I don't know, I'm afraid it's sick. We hear Earth with our hearts. The heart has a pulse. So does Earth. Need to drink. This is crazy. If they sing in harmony, you hear the language of earth and herbs. The language of warmth and cold. Look, Tanghe, and listen. Whose words are all around? What does Earth say? Says a lot. I can't decipher this language. A lot of time has passed. We're gone. Forgot many things. Our heart is spoiled, Katange. Let us see if it's rotten. How can you see that? The fight will show. Yeah, I knew it. Whose heart is keen? Who hears the unheard words? You will see my heart. The kin's blood runs through me. I was never torn from my people. They aren't people but beasts. Neither was I. I'll take a look. Die. Okay. I got this. Ow. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, God. Start faster when you block. Feel his blood. Rarely one of the opponent surrenders. Let us trade hearts, called Boad. Let's become kin. Yes! This is exactly... I understand this now. What do you need to have in mind? Isn't it rotten? A river of good washes away a drop of rot. There's no me and you. There's the people, Katange. Mix your flesh with ours. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Let's exchange hearts. Good heart. Rotten heart. Accept. Okay. Okay. Oh, I still have the dialogue. Oh, it's gone now. This makes a lot of sense to me. Are you in there? Not. More bread. Canned food. Why is there invisible walls? Are you always here? We're almost there. Are you relieved? Oh yes, can't wait to get there. Just can't wait. Are we there already? Don't worry, you can't miss it. We're riding the rails, and a railroad, like fate, always has a final destination. Our next stop will be our last. True stop. Good. Well, it was nice passing the time. Good luck with your father, that I didn't actually tell you about. Somehow you know about. Sure, you can't wait. Do. Don't, vanish, okay? I'll go poof. Pretty sure he was a giant bird when I turned around. I saw that. Life is in the water. Water. In a barrel outside. Take a bottle from a cupboard. It all crumbles. First time in many years, I'm home. Are you home, though? Are you really?
My dear son, Artemy, I write to you after so many years apart, in the hopes that you may find a way to return to us. Something worries me. I fear a difficult trial approaches. I hope that your studies have proven fruitful, and that you have achieved great skill as a surgeon. Such skill might be of use here. I remain the only physician in this town, but you know that I am growing old. I need an assistant.
This potion allows me to touch the bones. Okay. Sure. A wagon wheel. Who's laughing? Touch the bones. Okay. Shame is so shoddy. Yeah. I have a bad feeling about this. Soap! Who was in the back room? After the intro, the game will no longer autosave. Find places to save manually. Oh. Okay. I was gonna say it's a bone potion, but that sounds so wrong. Yes, it does, blah blah. Yes, it does. Oh man. Are you guys confused yet? I'm a little confused. This is not the back room. Is that me? I think that might be me. I'm being accosted by thugs. Knives. Stuff is happening with action music in the background. Oh, I took them all out. Day 1, in which the Harrispex finds out that his hometown has changed beyond recognition. Difficult trial, did it right way, I don't remember. Home sweet home welcomed me with its knives honed. What does this mean? What did I do to these poor fellas? Take your money. Chestnuts, money. Oh, a fingernail. Toast. Hey. You, Oh, it's a mask. Good. Okay.
The worst is yet to come.
You hit hard for a hunchback, but whoa, boy, you screwed up. Those 3 guys are dead. That's how you do it, too. Gonna be in serious trouble. A hunchback? Kid, I'm bent over in pain here. What kind of doggy are you? Shut up, mongrel. Won't take much work for me to add a 4th to the pile. Wow. You need to handle that bleeding, old man. You're covered in blood. Your own blood. Mostly my own. I know that. You need to lecture me, boy. I'm a surgeon. Here you go, a tourniquet. It used to be my leash, but seems like you needed more. Thanks. You're a nice kid. Man, you really have some anger problems, don't you? Zing! Pow! Blam! 3 guys dead. This ain't the right way. Ain't how we do things around here. Yeah, what's the right way then? Kid, around here isn't anywhere special. I'll handle it. It's my scent to carry. I don't need a lecture. Well, you gotta be nicer. Just hit him 3 times, max. Send him running. Let him run. Okay, so it's telling me that I don't have to kill people. You don't actually have to kill everyone who bothers you. Jeez. Keep that in mind. You can speak to some people a few times in a row. Whoa.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
You're a dog. The one with the knife was Kirik, a leather worker. Not gonna cry for him. That guy was nuts. Yeah, I know. He tried to stab me. Was this an ambush? How long were they waiting for me? They weren't waiting for you. I think you were an accident. Who was the real target? I don't know. Rumors going around that someone else got murdered tonight. I guess I should sniff around and find out. Who knows? Maybe it's true. Good boy. I hope it isn't. Good boy. Oh, good. I was hoping you were part of my dream or something, but nope, here we go. Crow people. Hello. Where are these spotlights? This is normal. Well, Burak, you're nearly dead. Got a few minutes left. I'm here to announce your demise. Are you with that crowd? Of course I'm not. They were just peaceful townsfolk, craftsmen, factory workers, good sons and fathers. But me, I'm much more dangerous. I'm the mask of fate. Peaceful? Peaceful? Yeah, right. Why'd they try to kill me? My esteemed colleague will explain. Colleague. So what do you want to tell me? You've been bashed on the head several times, and the locals' fists are heavy. And one of those 4 stab wounds look deep. Wow. 4 stab wounds. Significant blood loss, too, and the local climate is unforgiving in terms of strain. Do you have any heart conditions? Ah. Your health is a mess. I'm guessing you haven't eaten in several days and that you didn't sleep last night, did you? That's what I thought. So your hunger... How did you know? I never sleep at night. I'm useless. So your hunger and exhaustion are critical too. I wonder which of these afflictions will be the death of you first. So what's your plan? Good advice? Eat, drink, and fucking bandage yourself up, you idiot. I thought you were a doctor. Dressing your wounds would be a good idea, yeah. Thanks, Beakhead. But the doggy over there helped me already. Damn! Where would I get bandages? A drugstore, Burak. You've been studying surgery for 6 years and you're just finding this out now. I'm telling you, my guy's an idiot. But it's not just about the wounds. Even when they're dressed, you still need to be aware of your body. That's not always on your side. Pay attention to its needs. Next, you die anyway, because the whole town will soon have it out for you. It's got nothing to do with the 3 poor souls you just done in. Great. Why do they hate me? My colleague over there can explain it better. That's his role. Mine is teaching you how your body works, so you don't die before you make it home. Fair enough. Forewarned, forearmed. Hello, esteemed colleague. Talon. Welcome back home, Warden. We all have the same voice. You've been away for a while. You probably don't even remember the heady scent of twire in the air. Do you know why you got attacked? I have no idea. The whole town is looking for a murderer. A very important and respected man was killed last night. Townsfolk love him better than some children love their fathers. Don't be too hard on them. Dude, they tried to kill me. Should I feel bad for them? Say sorry, maybe? What does that have to do with me? You just got that sort of face. Suspicious, unfamiliar, menacing. But I'm a local. I'm from here. Whatever. That bit's not important. Okay. Time is short. Oh, by the way, Burak. Time is important. Be careful how you spend it, and be aware that you don't have much left. How much? We got less than 2 weeks, Burak. 12 or so days. Trust me. I'm a specialist. So use your time well, and hurry home now. Why are you wasting your time here? Your father's waiting. I picture good health. Trust me, I'm the doctor here. I don't like you much, Beakhead. And he's like, yeah, fuck you too. Exhausted, hungry. Let's use his tourniquets, which just looks like flat sausage. The townsfolk prefer locally made leather tourniquets over rubber ones. Okay. Let's use it. Ouch. Alexander Saburov hoped to outlaw tourniquets in a desperate attempt to protect his Katerina from morphine addiction. What a silly idea. One can't just outlaw bands made of rubber and leather. Well, you could. Health will improve. There are no chestnut trees around. Just chestnuts are pervasive. Truly a town of mysteries. The game goes like this. Find a nut that has traveled far, guess its name, shake it, and listen to stories from the soul trapped inside. This originated from the polyhedron. We didn't play it as kids. Okay. Okay. I'm more hungry than I am thirsty. Toast. Stale bread is bad news. It doesn't breathe. True. Absolutely true. Victor Kane never carries a watch around, but always knows the correct time, down to the second. We've tested him. Can you tell by the stars? Maybe. It's said that Clara the Changeling, a thief girl who claims to be a saint, can repair any sharp object as easily as she cures the sand pest, simply by laying her hands on it. I'm sure that's maybe important information. Can't bring about good fortune, but you can craft it, like this hand-woven charm. I suppose I could trade it for something. Clara the Deranged, I thought you meant she was the Changeling, or whatever. That everyone has a hook to grab, but she's a manipulator. What everyone actually has is a knot to untie. Deep. Water! Fresh water is carried into the town daily from step springs, then distributed by water bearers. The Gorkon water has long been poisoned by the factory pollution. It's dangerous to even touch. Interesting. What about the empty bottle? No one drinks water from the Gorkon River in our town, which is quite sensible. No one digs wells either, which is less so. Clear, drinkable water is valued. People can often tell which spring it is from by the taste. Wow. That bad, huh? Fingernail. Kids play Mice and Guardians with these. The rules of this game are unknown, but the rumors say they change every day. Let's eat some food. Nom nom. Oh, it made me thirsty. So stale. Good. There we go. All good. How about this man? How are you? Be quiet. You must not hear your voice. Lean close. He speaks in lies and wants you dead. I see. I wouldn't call this a monkey man. Care to elaborate on that, monkey man? I'll be damned. Does everyone want me dead? Not go home, Burak. Stay clear of home. In town, you have some friends yet, do you not? Let me guess. Father's unhappy with me, eh? Yes, 3 of them. We were inseparable when we were kids. Town is yours, Burak. May you soon find how deep, how far its roots run down your spine. May you inhabit it, sink through its pores, learn vein and artery, nerve and blood and cell. You need no home beyond the town itself. Forget that place you so eagerly seek. Beg forgiveness. Grievous harm will come to me should I tell you more than I can. Shut your pie hole. Shut your eyes and hide under the covers then, so no one can hurt you. Wow, what a dick. I'll keep what you said in mind. I can talk again. Persistent, huh? Good. Maybe you'll even survive a day or 2 this way. Got a bite? Birdseed's fine. I was on my way to talk to your colleague. Mixed you 2 up. You're sort of similar. It's slightly. Food is sold in shops. What? Though your reputation might prevent you from a warm welcome. But there's a meat warehouse nearby that was conveniently broken into recently. The perpetrators walk down the railroad tracks. There, I head to the right. You can catch up to them. Should I go beat up a bunch of dudes again? Yeah, sure. Godspeed, Burak. Though I doubt it'll be easy. God's presence or not. Easy isn't my style anyway. Be careful. Be stealthy. People are scared out of their minds now, and quick to attack. Trust no one. Speak to my esteemed colleague over there. He wants a word with you. I already have. You're both useless. No, I'm useless. I already talked to him, yeah. Alright then. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure this is my kind of game. It is interesting. Weird. Have to run. Water? Hey. Is this okay, water? Yeah, I guess so. Yep. Okay. Wait. No, I think that says something different. Fresh water is carried, but Gorkon water is long with. No, okay. Standard save and touch. That's fine. Drink a bit. It's pretty empty here, isn't it? Redhead Gregory Fillin, aka Bad Grief. What was goats mean to doing crazy stunts? We used to have a secret lair in a warehouse. Okay. Where is everybody? There's this interesting beat going on. The gut. No one cares about you. Thanks, game. Thank you so much. Huh. No one cares about me. Everybody hates me. That's a big padlock. So is this. I feel like this was a waste of my time. I can't jump up on anything. Just when you think when someone cares? Nope. Nobody cares. I've been foiled by the powers of love. This is where we used to hang out, huh? Wait, no. It's the one behind me. This one. One of my friends still in here? I have to fisty fight them? You look familiar. Aren't you the guy on the train? I have a question. Questions. I'll talk to you. Gregory's reflection. Even in a handcrafted town like this, there is an underground, a rat's nest. At odds with the law, at odds with good morals, people come to them with dubious challenges and requests. Just say it out loud, they're thieves. You know my master. He's your friend. He hasn't changed much since you last saw him. He always loved to live on the edge. Never was a stickler for rules. But he was never truly vile or cruel. He wants to seem a kingpin, a king, a local tsar of his own small turf. Wants to seem, not be. Play a big wheeler dealer. Gavlan wheel, Gavlan deal. That's not who he really is. He's just playing pretend. Thieves and rats and Retaller Falls leaders telling me they're all just playing a war here. You'd like to know what your old friend is truly worried about now? He's playing a dashing scoundrel in front of you, but his soul is trembling. Well, why? He's worried that blood started to spill now. It was probably spilled by his men, the people who rubbed shoulders with him, hiding their teeth at first. He's worried you'll think he has it all under control, meaning today's craze is his doing. Oh. Perhaps he is partially responsible, perhaps he did corrupt them with his talk of how any law is but chains that one must break in order to become free and truly human. But he never wanted bloodshed. Keep that in mind. Thanks, Reflection. That's comforting to know. How do I know your name and what you are? Hi, Gregory.
There once was a man of great humor who found he was dead of a tumor. But he woke up today to his neighbor's dismay and that of his cow once he took her.
Okay. Good one. Bad Grief. Well, look who's entered my humble home. Could that be my pal Artemy, the artist? Here are my fingers. I look at them menacingly. Ooh. The Artemy who cuts arteries, maybe? No. Look at this guy. I have 5 fingers, boy. Ah. Now I have no fingers. Remember that. No, I don't recognize this man. Too soft. I must have kept him swaddled and coddled, whatever palace he ran off to. You have a lot of idle animations, my man. It's good to see you, too. A little bird told me you're a hard-boiled criminal now. I'll admit, old friend, I got misty-eyed with pride. Lucky for you, I can store you anywhere in the warehouses. And no quail or nightingale would sing a tune. I'm not some product, it was self-defense. Forget it. Tell me this, friend, what's your plan? My plan? Why do you ask like that? Cub, your old man got killed this night, haven't you heard? Oh, so he's the important man who got killed. Hell, Artemy. I have to town once your head over those fools. Easy fix. Give me a little time. Go ahead if you want. What's the plan then? Revenge? Subscribers? Thanks for resubscribing, Jason the Athenry. You've been subscribed for 6 months now. Ooh. Hey, useless. Hey, chat. Hello, Jason? Yeah, Jason without a J. You're now Jason. Hello, Jason. Jason. I'll find out who's behind this. Then we'll see. Thanks so much for the sub, man. Stay away from Sabirov. I mean it, Cub. Man's a hawk. All might makes right. No sense. He'll throw you in jail. He'll throw you in jail first and only think months later. I know your thick skull too. You'd charge in there, shoulders squared, thinking, oh, the truth will win out. Bullshit. Stay away, you hear me? Are you finished? Calm down. Whoa, a lot of things just happened. I need to find people who will still remember me. Who will believe me without proof. And vouch for me, like this guy. My father's dead, that was too late. I wonder if I can change that by running over there real quick. Probably not. I met a funny dog-eared kid at the station. What was he doing there? Alexander Severov, the town's governor, is in charge of the investigation. I remember him. Stern man. These are just my thoughts. Well, Isidore Burak is dead. Bones.
If only we knew who did away with your father, we'd spare the beast nothing.
You're butting into the old crowd? Stock Rubin, Lara? Gotta say, it's a tough time for a friendship. I mean, if you can even call this friendship. Gravel-hearted Lara won't look at me now. And Stock's even worse. He completely ignored my plea for help. You gone outside recently? It's chaos. Innocent souls torn limb from limb. Everyone's lost their minds hunting the culprit. A step golem, some think. But others? They're after your hide, friend. Yes, because I look like a step golem. All this going on, naturally. My men ran into a mob. Barely got out alive. They need a sawbones bad. Your old man's gone, and star student Stock won't take the job, so... I'll carry on. Man, damn internet can't even watch a minute without the stream dying on me. All I got are little pieces. With that said, I'm heading out. Have a nice day and comfy evening, everyone. Have a good stream, useless. Well, thanks for joining in, Valkyrian. It's always good to see you. I hope you have a nice evening out. Take care of yourself. People mistook your men for me? Each and every one of them? That's a good question. Something tells me your men weren't out there feeding the poor. Let me patch them up. I am a certain after all. Not here. Shiner dropped by, said they're waiting for death in a hideout. Or piecework. It's knocking on heaven's door. Got something stuck in the belly. Can you believe, folks? They're all shapeshifters, I swear. Shedding skin and eating each other. May not look it, but every person in this town, vile beast inside. Tools. Tools! Got you all set, friend. Blessed be the warehouses, the wellspring of goods. Including illegal ones. There, take a peek inside that crate and choose anything your heart desires. Although, maybe you should stick around. Danger is out. Knock it off. Not like I can stay here forever. I'll drop by the patient when I'm in the area. Wonderful. Might find something in his belly he doesn't need. If you might find you find anything his belly doesn't need, don't toss it. Bring it to me. Might be useful. What, like a bento? Still a weird one. Bread in the bone, I suppose. Laura Ravel lies by the river in a house called the Shelter. We used to be friends when we were kids. Hopefully she will at least let me sleep at her place. Missed my father's student, almost a brother to me. I should see him. He will help. One of Grief's boys got stabbed. I promised to take a look at his wounded belly. He's gonna remember to bring a scalpel.
Feels like my stitches are popping.
Just gonna make sure I don't take, what is this thing? Oh. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We saved the game. You guys kind of creep me out. Got a scalpel in here? Yes, but not great. Nothing like a good egg. Delicious. Chicken has yet to be seen. Coffee. Coffee beans will immediately energize you, but it's very unhealthy. 100 monies, needles. Piercing as a wise person's stare, it can be used to pick small locks, such as the ones in cabinet drawers. Ooh. Bandages. Bandages. Improves health, stop bleeding, and you stop death. Or delay it, at least. Goodbye. Well then. I guess I'm off to, help his boy. Yeah, we'll head over here. This is new. Father's dead. I was too late. They couldn't suspect me of patricide, could they? Of course not. Impossible. They probably do. Okay, it's a bit of a way, but we can get there. Nice and foggy and rainy out. Whoa. This creeps scared the hell out of me. So you're old Burak's son. And you are? A ferryman. Looking kind of suspicious there. What do you want? I've got bad news. Well? Someone's sharing your features spill blood. Oh, so you believe me? Became known. People want revenge. They say whoever murdered the 3 men at the station today is also responsible for Simon Kane's death. Yeah? What else are they responsible for? What else? You won't like it. The townsfolk realized murder is no longer taboo. What? People sense they can now kill others. First, they looked for a Shabnak Adig and killed several women. Whoa. Then they went after the steppe creatures, Adongs. They're frightened. They turned to animals. Have there been many victims? Dude. Do they seek to punish murder by turning to murder themselves? It's like a craze. Is this the outbreak? Like a murder outbreak? It's September, you know. Steppe herbs are in bloom. Ah. Yes. Yes. Yes, they're high. That's why, I guess. Yeah, right. Of course the herbs are to blame. Unbelievable. You have nothing to do with it, I know. I'm a ferryman. Well, almost. I'm a train driver. Actually, I'm a train driver. I know you were on my train. I wasn't alone, by the way. But you were. Your drivers can feel the living weight. There's only one human being on that train, you. Odd. The townsfolk aren't too fond of ferrymen and drivers, so we will help you. Why? We hate people who can travel between cities. Meh. Go to a quay, show your face to a worm, and he'll take you wherever you ask for a fingernail. Show your face to a man, and he'll help you out with equipment. A worm. I have a fingernail already. People think I spilled blood tonight. The rumor spread in no time. There are ferrymen in town. They're waiting for me. Alright, yeah, but I got other things to do. Guess I don't strictly need this. How do we get out of this place? The grocery store here. Guess I gotta go south first. Hey there. Keep hearing noises. I'm sure it's fine. Your father being killed by the very thing that made him summon me so urgently? It's possible. I mean, yeah, I guess. Wait. Oh, I should have gone this way. The hell? People hide their eyes when they see me. Yeah, everybody hates me. So I guess for now I should just assume that everyone wants me dead. What the hell? Used to be a temple, now a giant slaughterhouse. Off limits. Okay. These people want to talk to me. That's slightly suspicious. Oh no. The hell? Hello, friend. We're being hunted. You'll need a weapon. Yeah, I could use one. Just so happens that no one carries firearms around these parts. It's a peaceful town. It's full of my ass. It's for the best. It just so happens that I have a revolver, but I can't give it away for free. Where'd you get it? A storekeeper has his way of finding curios. He orders them from the big world to be delivered by train on Big Vlad's behalf. Not Big Vlad! That's alright, the master can take it. Ah, bad grief. Why am I not surprised? Forget it. So you interested in the deal? How much? 3,000! Are you nuts? I don't have this kind of money. I can't wait for 2 days. If you don't take it by then, I'll do business with someone else. My circumstances are humble. As for the money, you'll have no trouble getting it. Isidore must have left you inheritance. It's hard to talk about it now, I understand, but business is business. Inheritance, puh. Pah! I suspect I'll have a hard time obtaining it. Drop it. I didn't come here for inheritance. I wanted to see my father. I wanted to kill him. I mean, no, wait. Secondly, Isidore must have taught you how to hear and pick medicinal herbs. They're in bloom now. Merchants and broken hearts would give you a decent price for them. I know a thing or two. Okay. Hello, friend. You look cool. What kind of race of person are you? We believe you didn't kill our patriarch. We'll you're a ferryman. We'll transport you along the Gullet and the Guzzle, the tributaries of the Gorkon, our kind river. It'll cost you fingernails. There's no other way. What about toenails? I heard this joke too many times. It was never funny. Sure, sorry. The Gorkon is a kind river, but its water isn't for humans. You can't drink from the Gorkon. You ought not to walk into it either. I almost did. We traverse its edge. It's frightening. We need fingernails so that we can always return. I see. Fair enough. I'll keep an eye out for when I have fingernails, so I want to travel around faster. I see. This guy's staring at me as something else. That stare, though. Well, I'm just sussing things out, so I don't think I have to travel faster at the moment. I'll follow the river for a bit, if I can. Preferably not into it. This place gives me a bad vibe, you know? I wanted to follow the river up, but... I might be able to go around this way. Yeah, that should do it. Everything really is convoluted. I'm actually losing interest. It's a little too much. It's a little too much. I like something a little more straightforward. That looks bad over there. I'm not gonna bother. probably want me dead. You're unwelcome here. People lock their windows and hide children when I approach. We're almost there. Hello, wanna fight? Dove. Everyone's losing their minds. Hell, they'll start looking for ghosts and boogeymen soon. Shabnocks don't exist. It's just a damn twire blooming, making our heads swim. Twire, I suppose, being the herbs that people are going crazy from, supposedly. Anything's possible. I've met people who only looked human on the outside. Deep down, they were wild beasts. Started a rumor. Who could ever figure that out now? You know? I swear I recognize your face. Who are you? Well, she's not crazy like the rest, she says. I'm Artemy, Isidore Burrick's son. Trust too low to trade. You're hated here. She's like, yep. I'm the move. Four? 5? Just 4. A Shabnock Agdig always steals the form of a woman. But that's mere illusion, broken in the moment it starts to run. That's when you notice the legs, made of bone or clay. It leaves no trace behind. When it runs, the illusion dissolves, like a smell carried away in the wind. That wasn't me. A Shabnock Agdig is a myth. It's not real. You're chasing step demons, huh? A little seasonal lapse of sanity? I like that statement. Just a little seasonal lapse of sanity. Here's my method. If it doesn't have any brains, that means its head is made of clay. Take it right to the cemetery. Must be an outsider. If you lived here long as I have, you'd sing a different tune. Here, the earth is alive. Bears more than just crops. Sometimes it spits out a horror so unfathomable, you spend the whole night sleeping in fits and starts. Clay and bones cultivate a beast. People don't kill other people around here. Only a Shabnock would do that. I'm a local. Shit. How fares your kind, Katanger? Bayarla. How fares your kind? We, the Katanga, must help each other out. You are our kin. Shouldn't get into fights, Tanger. You'll always lose, no matter who remains standing. Think, Tanger. If they kill you, then it's very bad, right? But if you kill them, it's still bad. Everyone will hate you. Won't let you in, steal you food or barter. You'll be hunted. You need a wolf's life? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Don't get into fights, Unente. Clear your name first. As time passes, people will accept you. Do as you please. Bayala, let Mother Bodo caress your step. Nobody likes me, nobody trusts me. I'm a villain. That. Yeah, let's talk. This is good. Hey, Caralda. I didn't do anything. These conversations are so fucking weird. Be Kara. You can protect yourself. You shouldn't look either. You have here. I brought my bones here. Are you kissing the skull? Oh, I see now. It's like a bull head. It's holding it by the horns. I didn't actually realize what the hell this thing was for a while. I'm not kissing it. It was in my hands. Then people ran in. I was embarrassed and hid my face. You haven't done anything wrong. Why were you ashamed? I won't explain it to you. I did nothing wrong. I just brought my bones here. What's wrong with that? These bones are mine. I didn't steal them. I tell the truth. Like... this is too much for my brain. Like, I'm not enjoying this too much. At least not in my current mental state. Oh, sure, nothing wrong about any of this. You should be more careful with your bones, Basagan. You're acting strange, and people rarely appreciate that. What's so strange about that? They're the strange ones. Well, people don't usually toy around with Bull skulls. Got to think of it, it isn't, so go ahead and do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. It will not! I believe in you, Bustagon. Why? Such a weird character. That.
His palms are cold.
Boom. But yeah, this is way too convoluted and confusing for me. Shadow of Destiny was pretty straightforward. Nice. It's the opposite house. This one. I'm here, friend. Not gonna lie though, this game is making me so tired. I don't think it's really my thing. Totally have lockpicks. Or my needles. Oh.
The soul's mechanics mirror the body's.
Hey, it's Bachelor. Well, one thing is clear. You are a very, very lucky man, which means you need to take care of yourself. You're so careless, Vorak. It's Artemi Vorak, right? Burak, Artemi Burak. Apologies. Oh, and may I ask, is it true that your actions have already resulted in 4 deaths? 3. What I thought. Who the hell are you, buddy? I like how we call him buddy. Daniil Dankovsky, Bachelor of Medicine, at your service. But before we speak any further, I'd like to clarify a rather crucial thing. How highly do you hold your sense of duty? Too highly, clearly, since it brought me back to this wretched town. All Buraks are guided by duty. Runs in the family. Well, from this point on, you owe me. I just saved you from a rather grisly fate. I remember seeing a rescue team. Your Reuben has utterly murderous intents. Isidore meant quite a lot to him. Your father was his mentor. Reuben even considers himself old Burak's true son, unlike you. Anyways, he thinks you're to blame for your father's death. What a load of... Managed to convince him that you didn't actually kill Isidore. Well, not empirically. But I'm under the impression that, in Reuben's mind, you still caused your father's death. You did, after all, take your sweet time getting here, while Isidore was counting on your help. Is that true? It's not a sense some foul play in your valiant attempt to save me from my best friend. And to guilt trip me, huh? That's clever. What a learned man. What a learned man you are. It is. I've thought about that myself. Look, you have my condolences, Vorak. It's Burak. But since we've established that you owe me, let me explain how you repay your debt. Things are about to get a little tense, and I need only one thing. Just do exactly as I tell you. You're a doctor, right? Burak, how are things going to get tense? Today's tragedy won't be the last. I was blessed with a naturally high intelligence, clearly. And my observations indicate that a very deadly visitor has come to this godforsaken town. That's all I can say for now. I don't like you, bachelor whatever. Oof. Allow me to sum up. Reuben told me he's the only decent doctor in town, but you're a competent surgeon. Need you alive, healthy, and quiet. Close at hand. Spare me any wild improvisations. I'll be the one handling the situation. Medicum morbo adhiber. I don't know what that means. I always sucked at his stupid language. I assume that was an apology. I always sucked at his stupid language. Need a drink. How about you just shut up? I'll deal with Reuben myself. No middleman required. Where is he? Assume that was an apology. How about you shut up? Going to carry out my orders. From now on, your Reuben does what I tell him to. He entered my service of his own accord. I suggest that you do the same. It'll help everyone. I just hate big city dandies who think they know best. Stubbornness is my guiding star, second only to my sense of duty. I suggest you put your high intelligence to good use and get out of my way, bachelor. Damn! Damn! Has it been 2 hours yet? Sorry, I'm just not feeling it right now. Hey. Ace, what a name. So what, is the asshole still in there? The one with the carpet bag? Yeah, he's in there. I hereby grant you every right to throw something at him if you so desire. Oh, where's Dr. Rubin? We need a doctor. Rubens isn't here, kids. We got 0 Rubens left in stock. Wow. That obnoxious dandy is a doctor. Well-trained one, I suspect. Doctor, what's the issue? Been a disaster. Elma, Duke, Wolfling were poisoned. Where are they? A warehouse with little flags. Go down the railroad to the left, you'll see it. Alright, let's check it out. Not going right now, though. That's the other way, sir! Another person to talk to. Why do you wear rags like this? Why are you spitting my camera? So relieved they brought fresh water from the springs, otherwise we'd have to drink from the Gorkon. What? Gorkon water will turn into livestock, saw with my own eyes. You have no sense of humor, Tenig. We'd drink from the Gorkon, even blood would be better, so fresh spring water is good news. I wonder how long it will last. It used to last for quite a while, did something change? Fat Vlad, so not the great Vlad, he's a fat Vlad now. He used to manage the water bears, now it's his son. The father is cruel, but he knows his business. The son is kinder, but useless. Useless! Certainly, sorry, thinking of badly man-ass hero. Manly badass hero. Badly man-ass. Badly man-ass hero. If I make a manly badass hero improvisation, I'm gonna call myself badly badly man-ass hero. Why do you think he's useless? Vlad the Younger manages the water bears now, but he's a simpleton. I've even heard rumors he might be digging a well. Surely false, of course. Even someone completely incompetent wouldn't do that. Indeed, I doubt anyone in town would be that reckless. I don't understand this game. It's very confusing. Math. Food. Food. Could this be a dog? Swift. Oh, are they all finished over by the stake? The trial complete? What trial? Did you hit your head somewhere, big guy? Or are you just stupid? Yes and yes. They caught a man-eater at the bone stake lot. A clay demon from the steppe. Look, I don't have time to catch up to some random idiot. Holy hell, did your parents ever teach you any manners? Wait, where's that lot? What an idiot. I'd say you're not sighted, but you're dressed like a factory worker. Is that where you hit your head? The lot's in the Skinners. Yeah, maybe I'll take a look. Get out of here, kid. Where you going? Going somewhere important? Good. Hello, friend. At last! The crowd now gathers round my act. Sit down like that. Now watch. Death by starvation. Tough luck. Unfortunately, unlike you, I'm nowhere near starving. Wrong! You should look for freaks that trade in trash. Perhaps home-owning freaks too foolish to see you rummage through their paltry things. This game feels like an ongoing fever dream. Yeah, I know what you mean, blah blah. I'm actually like very tempted to shut this off pretty soon. I respect other people's property. That's not a bad idea, actually. I think your act may be delayed after all. Womp womp. As bizarre creatures captured here. The heck? I'll bite. Why not? Oh. I Whoa, hey, lady. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, come on. Come on, bitches, I got this, come on. Yeah, come on. I'm almost dead. Oh, I got 3 of them. Why do I get thirsty from punching people? Oh! What a kick! Damn! Rise and shine. Don't you dare kick the bucket on me, lowlife. Around here, we die on our own terms, not by the hand of others. Was I unconscious? That you were, pal. That you were. Tired? Need a bite. A drink? I can share. I have to pay for the water. Not too much around. You're right, I need sleep. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't look at my stats right now. Look, pal, this won't do. You left my own blanket to carry you. Guess what you did? You coughed up blood all over it, asshole. You owe me a blanket now. A nice wool blanket. Wouldn't mind seeing a little spirit from you either. You know what I mean? Alright, I can't anymore. I'm sorry. I can't. Ugh. This is too much. I'm losing it. I can't. I can't. I will save though. This is a little much. It's a little much. Yeah. That was a thing. Whoa. My chair is being weird. There we go. Game is still exiting at the moment. Taking a little while. Just close it manually. About that. Yeah, that was a game. Not quite what I was expecting. It's a very highly recommended game in terms of reviews. I can kind of see why people like it, but I don't think it's quite for me. It's a little too convoluted. I get that you're supposed to piece it together and you learn things as you go through the days, and then you probably like fuck up or die or something, and then you end up doing it again and again and again and again in a time loop sort of way. But yeah, it's a little much. A little much. Let's see if I have anything else to show off for the rest of the time we have at the very least. Let's see. Yeah, I have Vampire, but that one's so dialogue heavy. Going in Chop. Chop, I should say. Oh my gosh, have you guys heard about this game called Elden Ring? Minecraft stream. You know, I hate to be that guy, and I really don't want to disappoint anyone, but I don't know Minecraft. Yeah. Heresy, I know. I don't have anything installed that's particularly interesting. Elden Ring? Never heard of Elden Ring. What's that about? I don't know. Some RPG. I don't know. It's supposedly pretty decent. Probably not though. Also fair, I bought it a few weeks back for the first time. Oh, Minecraft? I mean, Minecraft, I had played it, like, when my nephew came over at some point. Years ago, before COVID, he brought Minecraft with him for his Xbox, and he had way too much fun showing me all the things he made in Minecraft. He's a very young kid. That was kind of fun, though. Minecraft's probably a good game. I imagine it is. Perfect for his age. I haven't seen my nephew in 4 or 5 years now. Thanks, COVID. Yeah, I don't really have anything particularly interesting to show you all. I'm going through my Steam game list and my custom game list. Nothing really. Don't even have an emulated game ready. I don't think I do. I'm gonna double check. Oh, Clock Tower. Let's play some Clock Tower 2. Blah blah 1985. Download DCS World and try to fly the frog foot with just a keyboard. That's a survival horror experience. I bet it is. Playing a Souls game with a keyboard. It's also wretched. Parasite E, that's a good game. Nightmare Creatures, pretty good, but the controls are... Whew. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should boot up some music at the very least. Just for fun. I guess we could talk for a while. I mean, we got like 20 minutes. I'm gonna talk while I look for something else to play that you guys can see. Have you heard of Vampire Survivor? Yes, I have. It looks like an interesting little game. Not too bad. Something simple. You can just kind of pick up and play. You basically need to control alt left bracket to start the engine. Start the left engine. Oof. Oof. That's rough. Let's get some music started up here. I don't have that much, but this will do. My usual stuff. I can do that at the very least. And control alt right bracket to start the left engine. Yay. You mean the right engine? Unless you start the engine with two different buttons, because that's how controls work. Yeah. Yeah, how are you guys doing? I played a really weird game that I didn't quite enjoy. Oh shit, yeah, Headhunter. That's a game. You know, Headhunter is pretty amazing. I should show you guys Headhunter. Headhunter is incredible. Not sure how this is gonna work though, I will try it. Just changing the stream settings really quick. Alright. So I don't know how loud this is gonna be. So just to be safe, I'm gonna mute the overall audio. Let's see here. Sega. Yeah, this sounds like it'd be very loud. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whoa, that's loud. This is like a really good game, by the way. It's very unique. Well, no, it's not unique, but it's very unique. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Bill Waverly.
And I'm Kate Gloss with All You Want to Know.
Top of the news, a new champion in the war against crime. President Goodman today announced formation of the Anti-Crime Network, an elite force of private law enforcement operatives to be headed by millionaire industrialist and political heavyweight Christopher Stern. With funding from government, business, and the midweek lottery, the ACN promises a billion-dollar crackdown on organized crime and safer streets for you and me.
Yay.
In other news, Governor Hernandez apologizes for global warming.
I suppose that should switch to Scream, yeah.
Hot air initiative. How he plans to achieve his targets.
Let's watch some news together.
It's official. Privatized is best. Following last year's armed forces sell-off and the financial...
Well, I should probably restart it, actually. How about that? Hey, I have a quick save. Let's, restart game. Here we go. I was gonna turn off the... This is gonna be loud, by the way. Cover your ears. I'm gonna turn off the in-game overlay. There we go. Whoa, it's so loud! Whoa! It's a muse. I actually own this on my official Dreamcast that we got as soon as they came out. This, Shenmue, and a few other games. And I loved all of them, honestly. Here we go. ABC BS News. BS. They emphasize the BS.
Hi, I'm Bill Waverly.
And I'm Kate Gloss with All You Want to Know.
Top of the news, a new champion in the war against crime.
Yay.
President Goodman today announced formation of the Anti-Crime Network, an elite force of private law enforcement operatives to be headed by millionaire industrialist and political heavyweight Christopher Stern.
Stern.
Funding from government, business, and the midweek lottery, the ACN promises a billion-dollar crackdown on organized crime and safer streets for you.
I miss,
In other news,
live action
Hernandez apologizes for
videos and video games.
A statewide hot air initiative. How he plans to achieve his targets.
It's official. Privatized is best. Following last year's armed forces sell-off and the financial success of the Mideast War, the ACN is extending its...
As a little on the nose.
...with private contractors specially trained to hunt down wanted felons. ACN Chief Christopher Stern said the new Headhunters will be Layla certified and fully insured, promising to deliver more bang for your buck.
Meanwhile, more power to the elbow of concerned parents with new laws prohibiting all public displays of human or animal violence. You know, Bill, my dog just hates violence.
We could learn a lot from dumb animals, Kate. Next up, movie madness in Muskoka.
Muskoka?
Every school kid knows the value of life, Kate. But how about a life of crime? From today, all wanted felons are to have...
And yes, we have to watch this.
With values listed on the criminal exchange. More crimes and worse crimes see the bail figure rise. Rehab sees it fall.
Oh.
Successful headhunters receive 10% of the bail, the rest going to meet ACN costs. Felons unable to meet bail face compulsory organ donation.
Ah, yes.
Kate?
Organ donation.
Recycling is the order of the day. Now crime fighters have got the message, with new organ-friendly weapons set to replace old-fashioned firearms. Superior to conventional weapons in range and accuracy, the electric neural projectile, or EMP guns, attack the target's nervous system, causing severe pain and eventual brain death without damaging much-needed internal organs, safeguarding supplies for hard-working citizens and their families. From today, possession of conventional firearms is illegal.
That would never happen, ever.
Really nasty.
Yes, guns that make you short out and have your brain fried. That's more humane.
Can you beat the real thing?
Latest figures show
I think you're starting to get the picture of what kind of future we're in for here.
big success since the government licensed the technology from the Biotech Corporation.
Ah, that don't look evil.
The CCS subcranial biochip implant uses neural redirection to suppress...
Yes, I will not use this for evil.
...aggression. Future models could include thought monitoring and reconstruction, limiting the subject's freedom to think and act.
Good.
Sounds great to you and me. But one person not so happy is mysterious recluse Don Fulci.
Don Fulci.
Suspected crime lord interrupted last night's lottery draw with an illegal broadcast in which he denounced the ACN's crime-fighting initiatives.
Oh no.
I believe these measures threaten our great democracy. Christopher Stern is a dictator, and the ACN is private army.
Joe Biden, is that you?
Businessman and concerned citizen, I will do everything in my power to stop them.
Malarkey.
With bail bonds rising, every child knows crime pays.
Ah, yes.
But little Jimmy Brown of Orange County coined a cool 2 million
Nice.
forming on his dad and his uncle, both wanted felons. Nationwide, informants contributed.
I made money from getting my father and uncle sentenced for life.
Well, it just goes to show no one's all bad, Bill. Meanwhile, ACN Chief Christopher Stern today appointed protege and former assistant Alan Sharp agency vice president.
Yay.
Known as a hardliner, Sharp championed the 3 strikes and your organs are out penalty for repeat offenders.
Wow.
And promises more of the
Yeah, you shoplift 3 times, we're taking your organs.
Murdered at his desk. Full victim profile and safety at work feature in our next bulletin. For now, I'm Bill Waverly.
And I'm Kate Gloss, and that's all you need to know.
ABC bullshit news. What a great future we live in this game. Cool. It's Headhunter time, which is Scandinavian Metal Gear Solid. In every way, in every sense of the word. Let's do Lila. It's time for some VR. Motorcycle control test. Tactical stealth. Weapon utilization. Man, I did pretty good on some of these, huh? Alright, let's do some VR training, I guess. This is not the same VR training I did when you first start the game. Interesting. Yeah, looks fine. Ah, here we go, training mission.
Welcome to Layla. Headhunter techniques for new recruits. Basic crime fighting proficiency training. Prepare for virtual reality simulation.
I'm preparing. Normal mode and the action button. How to interact with objects. Use the analog stick to walk up to an object you want to interact with and push A. Alright. I got this. I did it. Gun mode and shooting. So this is something that this game was actually quite ahead of its time with. If you hold the R trigger, you raise your weapon, and then it's kind of auto-aim, or like it auto-locks on, kind of like in, I don't know, kind of like in Devil May Cry, I guess. So it locks on like this, so you can tell what you're aiming at, and you can still move around. So, as third-person action games goes, Headhunter was quite ahead of its time. I forget how you reload. And that's a roll button. It's Dark Souls now. How do you reload? That's how you crouch. Ah, there we go. D-pad up. Change the target and just aim. Hit X to cycle between targets, or use the analog stick. This gun is not very accurate. I think if I crouch, it's a bit better. No, he's using an EMP gun. It's not an illegal firearm at all. Jack Wade. What a name, though. I love this game when I had it on my Dreamcast. That was probably my most played game. Ah yes, and you can shoot objects. It all makes sense. Jack has his sunglasses on sometimes. That's how you know he's serious. I think actually when you play the real game, you have like an inventory. Whoa. Pushing select apparently removes the frame skip, or the frame limiter. And you can put your shades on for no reason other than you can put your shades on. So that's the thing. What was I doing? Ah, yes. What button was it? Right. Gotta sidle along the wall. Can also do it like this. See what's around the corner. It works pretty okay. It doesn't control as smooth as Solid Snake does, but it's not too bad. Jack Wade, bitch. Jack Wade, bitch. Ah! 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 Dead. I died during training. Sad face. Jack Wade, bitch. Jack Wade, bitch. Oh no! Jack Wade, bitch. Whoop. Whoop. It's very useful to avoid getting shot, they say, unless I get shot. Ow. Ah. Save me. All the nutrition you need. X-Must Power Drink contains no natural ingredients.
Neural resonance 120 and rising. We have core activity. Increase to 500 megahertz.
Not 500 megahertz.
Conscious.
Oh.
Security. It's the alarm. We have a situation.
The hell is this thing?
Close all exits.
Don't worry, Jack Wade's a badass. He's got this. There's a crouch. Not the wall, Jack. I love this though. Like, I'm taking cover, guys. I'm taking cover. They can't see me. Man, I got shot once. That hurt a lot. Useless, watch out, danger! Where's the danger? Two hits and I'm almost dead. It's tough being me. I'm sorry, is the music loud? Or is it just the... Oh shit. If it's loud, you should tell me. God, there's two of them this time. I might die. Especially if I keep doing this. I'm losing health over time, that's what it is. I'm taking too long. I didn't realize until just now. I'm fine. Run, Jack Wade. They might be after you. It's hard to stay awake, I guess. I know that feeling. I'm also like already enjoying this more than Pathologic 2. It's a beautiful evening. I hope no guy just comes in and randomly visits me, and then some girl randomly comes and visits me while I'm in the hospital. That would be bad. Wow, how does my hair stay like that? Amazing.
Where am I? Who are you? Please, I can't remember.
I'm Jack Wade.
Patient's name is Jack Wade. Found unconscious in the parking lot of an industrial park a week ago. In and out of metabolic coma the past 3 days. Gunshot trauma to the leg. Evidence of some advanced surgery.
Surgery? What surgery?
And apparent retrograde amnesia. Suggestive therapy, controlled neural rehab. Mental stimulation.
Do you want to talk to the... No? Okay.
Father and a nation say farewell. Christopher Stern, founder and father figure of the ACN, was buried today
Oh, no.
at Arlington National Cemetery. Among the mourners, distraught Angela Stern was comforted by Alan Sharp, recently elected ACN vice president and Stern's chosen successor.
Okay. I am a polygonal model.
Stern was far more than a boss to me, and I'm honored to build on the foundations he laid. Decades of criminality have been reversed. Organized crime is in retreat. But we can do much more. Closer cooperation between the ACN and biotech will allow ever greater control over criminals, suspects, and those thinking criminal thoughts.
Look at my robotic hand gestures.
Just beginning.
Meanwhile, debate still rages over who was responsible for Stern's assassination.
Wasn't me.
Many pointing the finger at self-styled Don Emilio Fulci. Thought to have links with a criminal syndicate.
Look how angry he is.
Fulci, never seen in public, his appearance remains shrouded in mystery. An ACN raid on offices of one of
I'm angry reporter.
revealed no trace of the elusive criminal magnate. Kate?
Thanks, Bill. In other news, psychotic gangster Esteban Ramirez rose 3 points on the criminal exchange,
Yay.
hitting a career-high 1750. Mass murderer John Lindsay continued his slide down 5 to 1700. No change at the top of the Headhunter League, however. Hank Redwood bringing in 3 most wanteds for his 5th successive #1 ranking.
He doesn't look like a good headhunter.
But it seems there's no question now that he's...
Hey.
Second best. You were the best, Wade.
Do I know you?
Maybe this'll jog your memory.
Slap him.
Smith & Easton Stimulator, ENP automatic. Clip size?
10 rounds.
Muzzle velocity?
850.
Payload?
Combined neurostimulants and motor cortex scrambler, producing incapacity and eventual brain death.
Like riding a bike. I'm Chief Frank Hawk, and you, Wade, were my #1 headhunter. 8 years, top of the league for 6. More captures than the rest of them put together.
I'm a regular hero.
And now you're fired. For life.
Damn.
Sorry, Wade, but it's orders. They don't even tell me why. Times are changing. Maybe if we knew what happened to you...
You're asking the wrong guy.
That's too bad. You could go independent. You'd have to pass the Layla test, but you'd get a weapon and a VM. Wouldn't give access to classified files, but it'd be a start.
Back to school, huh?
With an ENP gun in your hand, or it could be worse. Contact me when you got your Layla license. I'll help any way I can. Word of warning. You've woken up with quite a few enemies.
Including my
I wouldn't
mustache.
trust anyone you don't know. And right now,
You don't know anyone.
You don't know anyone.
Exactly. Jack Wade, he's such a badass. He's got no friends, and his chin is massive. He looks really weird. I like him though. He's a nice guy. Maybe they were after my organs.
Jack Wade.
Look at this chin.
Jack
Hello,
Wade.
tits.
Stern? Angela Stern?
You know my name.
I watch TV. Christopher Stern's daughter. I saw your father's funeral. I'm sorry.
So am I.
Female bodies don't look like this.
Mr. Wade, I want you to find the man who killed my father. I want Don Fulci to be sorry too.
How do you know it was Don Fulci?
He hated my father and everything he stood for. Call it a hunch.
Why don't you tell it to
Your
me?
neck is clipping through your polo
I
shirt.
see him behind bars. I want to see him dead.
I'm not an executioner.
You don't know what you are. Retrograde amnesia, remember? Outside of the killer.
Remember? You got amnesia, remember?
Alive. His diary
I don't remember.
You had a meeting with him. You were working together on some kind of secret project?
Oh no.
Find my father's killer, and maybe you'll find out what happened to you.
I'll think about it.
I have my neck clipped through my shirt over here.
I'd say medical expenses are running at a kidney donation already. You can spend the rest of your life hunting lowlifes.
What's wrong with your arm, lady?
For a handsome fee.
How handsome?
$2 million on delivery of Fulci.
What about an advance?
My assets are frozen until my father's case is closed. You'll have to trust me.
She looks like an alien.
That before? Just remembered.
That's a good sign. Get well soon, Jack. And when you do, come pay me a visit.
We're on a first name basis now.
Some place you have here.
I grew up in this house. It seemed real big and exciting then. But now... I'll get us an X.
But now, I'm glad there's a big, exciting man in here with me.
Daddy's ACN stuff could help jog your memory.
So this is like a little pre-tutorial you gotta do. Before you start going out into the world. Oh, it's so beautiful. What we gotta do is look at things.
Zweiberg's pretty much our top scientist, a refugee from communist times. He developed the criminal control system. Without it, the ACN might have lost its war against crime. Daddy was worried about some of the big brother stuff biotech is developing, but Alan's gung-ho.
I would never call my dad Daddy. Scientific paper written by Dr. Zweiberg.
My father's Layla certificate. He insisted on taking the same tests as his men. Layla tests let headhunters upgrade their license so they can get bigger cases and better equipment. You're gonna need to get a license before you start after Don Fulci.
There's an open world kind of deal with this, where you go around between places on your motorcycle. And this game has some questionable driving.
My graduation diploma from MIT. Truth is, I only went there to prove a point to my father. Do something useful. Maybe join the ACN one day. Boy stuff. Then I found out I had a talent for it. Computers, technology. So much for all those ballet classes.
I even know how to open up a folder on Windows 11. Whoa. Need to get a Layla license before I go after Fulci. Fulci. Yeah. This seems important. Can't look at that though. This seems important.
That's me, Daddy, and Alan Sharp.
Stop saying Daddy.
Alan was from the wrong side of the tracks. Daddy took him under his wing, paid his tuition, put him through college,
fast-tracked him into the ACN. Called him the son he never had.
Daw.
When you're a kid, hearing that kind of hurts. Later, Alan knew why.
Later, my voice was so quiet you can't hear it over the music. Peter Christopher Stern, Angela and Alan Sharp. I think there's one more thing on the table. A couple more things.
An Agent's Handbook. The ACN Bible. Its history, philosophy, codes of practice. My father wrote every word. There's background on the standard weapon types, too. May want to refresh your memory next time you lay hands on an EMP gun.
That's gonna be very soon.
My father and the president were at Harvard together. After the military, Daddy went into industry, used his money to finance the president's election. The new penal code, privatized law enforcement, the ACN, it's all stuff they dreamed up when they were students.
Good.
Here, key card to the elevator.
Let's get out of here.
Use it to get in and out through the garage. Feel free to drop by any time. Mi casa su casa.
My house is your house. Goodbye. Also, dang, you do live in a pretty big place. I shoot some hoops. Can I use this? No? Lame. I don't think there's a way to turn the camera. I had a talent for it, so I stashed a computer in my storage department inside. Past the exercise room. Alright, let's go out and do some headhunting.
Before you go, I have something to show you down in the garage.
Oh, that sounds great.
You can use my bike to get around town. Relic from my wild days. But it still works fine.
Nice body work. For a relic.
The Layla testing facilities are located here.
Oh, there. Thank you.
Time to go get that license. Guess it's a while since you've been in the saddle.
I figure it'll come back to me.
Knock 'em dead, Jack.
Knock him dead, Jack. That music that started playing there and now resets, that's the overworld music. Or the traveling music. So this is really interesting. I'm playing this emulated, of course, but they did really well with the controls here in terms of like how it reacts to everything. If I put the tiniest amount of pressure on my R2 button, you see it's revving up the engine. I barely pushed it at all. So it is pressure sensitive. If I just held it down, yeah, it's gonna get me in trouble. That being said, I am bad at driving in this. Should be okay though. A little janky. Also stops on a dime, this thing. Jack Wade. No access level. That's okay though. Who needs a helmet? I got shades. That's all the protection I need. Jack. So here's traffic. Now you can't crash and die or anything. And you actually need to get skill points. Whoa. Wrong button. You'll need to get skill points to upgrade your rank. And to get certain skill points, I'm gonna save over my old save here. Back from January. You need to drive really fast for a long time without hitting anything. Yeah. So anyways. Let's see. I need to go to the Layla office. Just right there, actually. I always like the overworld music though, or the driving music. Hang on. I don't know how maps work. It should be right there. Oh, it must be down below. Alright. Oops. Sorry about the old bike. Where am I going? Oh, that works. Wasn't I supposed to go here? I'm here. I have a Headhunter license? Oh, I need to get skill points first. That's what it is. Alright, fine. You can go backwards, I just forget how you do it. Oh, whatever. We'll turn around. Alright, time to get some skill points then, by driving recklessly. Oops. Alright, here goes. Need to find a good stretch of road. Yeah, I guess that's the best I can do. Alright. Sorry, sir. Alright, there goes nothing. Let's get some skill points. And yeah, I crashed. It's a pretty stupid part of the game, but you gotta do it. It goes by pretty fast if you drive better than I do. Gentle taps. Oh god. I'm doing good. Let's watch Useless drive. This is why I don't have a license in real life. Driving on the wrong side of the road. Got a big stop coming up. Yeah. That's okay, we'll just go back the way we came. Should have the skill points by the time we get back, right? Whee! Whee! Oh god! Alright. Let's go. Yeah, it's amazing that Jack Wade doesn't fly off whenever he brakes. It's okay. It's okay. Ah! How dare that man do that to me? Perfect. Look, it's second best.
Jack Wade, as I live and breathe.
Sorry,
What, you don't remember me? Boy, that hurts. Hank Redwood, professional headhunter. You and me, we were real close.
Doubt it.
I was number one, you were right up there at second best. Only not everyone saw it that way till now.
Maybe they'll change their minds again.
Most of our colleagues training in here, they only got A licenses if they're lucky. This here is a AAA. I beat your record, Jack. You want the #1 spot? You'll have to climb right over me, starting with your very own C license.
Wait, it's coming back. Yeah, Hank Redwood. Abusive father, flunked out of high school, loved working the Vice Squad, found he had a nose for sniffing out lowlife. Never had a girlfriend, Dog walked out on him.
Wait a minute, how did you know?
Call it a lucky guess.
Okay, smartass. Go get your C. We'll see who's laughing. Oh, and hey, my dog never walked out on me.
His dog definitely walked out on him.
Here for a license? Okay. To obtain a law enforcement license, you must pass the entry grade proficiency test using the VR terminal located in the VR room. Passing further tests will allow you to upgrade your license if merited by your performance in the field. In the unlikely event that you're successful, the VR terminal can also be used to access information from the...
Yeah, motorcycles are really unsafe.
Once licensed, you can withdraw equipment from the equipment dispenser for your grade of license. Clear?
Got it.
To begin the test, approach the VR terminal. That's the easy part.
Man, it's like getting a gun in America. It's like, just do a little test and there you go. Boom. Law enforcement. That's how that works, right? Oh, it's like playing a Sega racing game in an arcade. Jack? What the hell was that, Jack? Get in the thing. Seems comfortable. Alright, here we go. Motorcycle control test. Target time. This is really hard to beat Hank Redwood's time. But we're gonna do this until we beat Hank Redwood's time because I'm an asshole. Spend your last days in luxury. Donate organs on location. I'm gonna lose this horribly, but we'll try. Then I'm gonna brake and turn left. Well, I didn't crash. 3 seconds slower than Hank, though. You know what that means. We're gonna be stuck here for a while. That's fine. It's fine. Damn it, I missed it. I remember doing this for a good, like, 15 minutes when I, played it last time. It's this sharp turn here that really does it. You really don't want to hit anything here. Ah, only managed a second faster. That was pretty good. Did I beat it? That good enough? No, it's just okay. It's not a record. Damn! Alright. Ah. How am I gonna get under 20 seconds? Is she really telling everything about her past? Contact us for a complete PPFDE exam. Past, present, future DNA evaluation. Getting a 19 is gonna be hell. Yep, that's it. Ah, sorry about this. The other tests are much easier. It's a driving test to suck. Oh, balls. The problem is, when you try and drive way too fast, you see how it kind of goes up on the back wheel? You can't turn when it's up on the back wheel. So, yeah, if it goes up on the back wheel and you try to turn, you're just gonna keep going straight. Which will more than often lead you to crash into something. Damn, how did I do it the first time? How did I do it the first time? I have no idea. Now I can't make the turn anymore. I guess I could try a strategy like this. Or I start approaching already. Did I miss it? Okay. I felt like I drove through it. No, I missed it again. Made a turn that time, though. Oh, it's gonna be one of those gameplay sessions, isn't it? I'm never gonna get even close to that 20 anymore. Oh, man. Good. Nice. Okay. Take that, Hank. Alright, this one should be easier. Tactical stealth. Reach the goal without getting detected. If an enemy is alerted, the test has failed. Kills can only be performed with a stealth attack. I forget how you do the stealth attack. I do remember it looks really stupid, though. I think you have to walk up to them behind like this and push. I don't like that. There we go. Okay, I could just have ran for it. Oops. I meant to do that. The camera, I can't turn the camera, so it's a little weird. What? You saw me from behind? There we go. Can I make it? Yeah. Why you turn, bro? There we go. So I'm using the backstab in Elden Ring. Yeah. Kill 4 enemies on the other side of the abyss. Use the environment for protection. How about no? Protection? What's that all about? I ain't got no time for protection. It's only 2 seconds faster because I didn't know where the exit was gonna be, but hey, I still beat it. Use the techniques you learned to reach the goal. If not for you, for the future! Oh, whoops. Easier when you have a gun, because then he locks on. this good enough? Yeah. Okay. Take that, Hank. Protect the future of organ donation. How fit is your kid? Free evaluation.
Your ID card and VM, Ancient Wade. Model VM52X standard issue. Biorecognition chip identifies the user, assessing his digital career resume. Access to some information may be restricted. Could be a blessing in disguise. Full operating instructions are in the online database, together with all standard briefings. Any questions, check the database. Any problems, give it a whack. Anything else, ask anyone but me. Sign here, here, and here.
This lady's done this a few times, I think.
To collect your other equipment, approach the correct dispenser for your license type and insert your ID card.
Hooray, we're law enforcement now.
VM also functions as a cellular phone.
Seems really annoyed about that. That button?
Hi, Jack. How's it feel to be licensed again?
Like I just graduated kindergarten.
You have anything on Fulci yet?
You'll be the first to know.
Call me when you do. Find him, Jack.
It's a Casio.
Good to see you back in the game.
Yeah, but shooting blind. How can I use this thing to get information on past assignments?
Sorry, Wade, that stuff's classified. You don't have clearance now you're finished with the ACN.
I need to know who the hell I am, what happened to me, what I was working on for Christopher Stern.
Metal Gear.
You said you'd help.
Well, best I can do is to give you level 1 clearance. It'll give access to some of your old files, low security stuff. I'm stepping way out of line here.
So yeah, we got a bunch of case reports. We should probably read at least this one. Guess that gives us something to go on. Confidential case notes. Clearance grade C and above. Property of the ACN. Copyright ACN. This Grey Wolf and his goons are in bed with the Syndicate. And word is, the Syndicate has Don Fulci for its CEO. If I track down Grey Wolf, maybe Fulci won't be far behind. Trail one of Grey Wolf's Wolfpack goons from Amco to a gas station on Millennial and 4th. Hey, we can go there. Looks like more than just a biker hangout. Worth a visit. Meeting with Christopher Stern tomorrow, 9 p.m. He's dead now. He's pretty jumpy right now, convinced someone inside ACN is moving against him, someone on Fulci's payroll. Why is this low security? This seems to be kind of, you know, damning. Funny, never had him down as easily spooked. Got a message from 2 of Grey Wolf's heavies. Seems they're unhappy with Wolfpack promotion prospects and are willing to turn informer. Spill the whole setup for a price. Had to fix up a meeting without getting them killed. Sounds good to me. Now let's go to our locker. Here's my EMP gun. I also got something else there. It's a Scorpion something. Oh good, we got some news. My favorite. ABC Bullshit News.
Hi, I'm Bill Waverly.
And I'm Kate Gloss with all you need to know.
Top of the news. Victory in the battle against organ
Yay!
In one of their biggest operations to date, ACN officers armed with sniffer dogs today seized organs with a street value of $30 million in a raid on the city dog.
Whoa.
The black market in so-called backdoor organs is estimated to cost the government $200 million a year in lost duty, as well as causing shortages for law-abiding citizens.
Meat.
ACN Supremo, Alan Sharp, described the raid as a boost to public health.
It's also very polygonal.
Distributed free to seniors and single moms. Meanwhile, Border Police struck a blow against the market in on-the-hoof organs, capturing 35 illegals as they were being herded into the country by organ rustlers. The illegals are now being processed by immigration.
In other news,
This is all very on the nose, isn't it?
withdraw all hamburger franchises
Wait a second.
from Russia unless Premier Iganov takes action to halt the flow of illegal weapons from the country. The move is seen as the next step in a campaign to keep conventional firearms out of the hands of criminals. Hollywood actors recently helmed an ENP Awareness Day, in which gun enthusiasts got to try out the new Smith & Easton Stimulator Automatic. With enhanced sound effects, recoil, and explosive impact on non-organic targets, the stimulator promises responsible gun owners all the thrills of a conventional weapon. I certainly keep a stimulator by my bed, Bill.
Absolutely, Kate. And coming up in tonight's lifestyle feature, 2 Wheels or 4. With road accidents costing body parts and Grey Wolf's Wolfpack biker gang riding high on the criminal exchange, we ask, does riding a motorcycle make you a bad person?
Yes. Clearly. We need less doors on this motorcycle. Alright. Well, before we do anything, we might as well, try and get some skill points. Which only works if you're driving ludicrously fast. You get the cool overworld music, though. Listen, guys, I'm a headhunter. I ain't got time for your traffic rules. Whoa, 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 Jack. You're so hard to control, my man. Whee! Alright, I'm doing good. I think at higher levels, you start losing points when you crash, and that's where the annoyance comes in. For now, though, we're fine. I'm just gonna get these points preemptively, or shit. Cars. Why are there other... Oh, no, you're still losing points now. Damn. What have I done? Go for great justice. Points. Points. Oh, God. Oh, I got a few points. Back we go. Drive responsibly, kids. Don't do what Useless is doing. Alright, that should do it. Whoa! 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 Whoa. Damn. Alright, anyways. Gotta go fast. Let's go on the other side here. Clearly it's not here. Yeah, this bike goes at ludicrous speed. Ah, here we are. Hello, Tommy Wiseau. Can you afford not having a nice smile? No. Okay. Here we are. Oh. Don't worry about it. It's all fine. It's all good. I'm the best at stealth. Ooh, a resonator grenade. So from here on, it's gonna be like playing Resident Evil as Metal Gear. Yeah, it's weird. It's locked with a padlock. And a code lock. I think you can center the camera. What is this thing? Neuro Stunner. I'm not sure what that is. I want to see what that is. How do I... There we go. What is this Neuro Stunner? Small silenced handgun with modified EMP ammunition to scramble signals from the motor cortex region of the brain, incapacitating the victim for a limited time. Needs a short period of charging before a shot can be fired. Useful in stealth situations. Never tried it. While targeting an enemy, hold A to charge. When fully charged, release to fire. Oh, gotta equip it. Oh, this thing has ammo. Oh. My EMP gun actually does not use ammo. An infinite. Alright. Can I go in through the back? No, and keycard is required.
Maybe I'll find something at the gas station.
Yeah, maybe so, Jack Wade. So I went to the wrong location first. Not on purpose, mind you. I don't remember these things. Alright. Pardon me, sirs. I guess we'll go around. Pardon me. What the? Just randomly stopped. That was odd. Don't crash. Don't do it. I got points. Taking probably the worst possible way to get there, I feel like. We'll get there eventually. The bike was a relic, but these cars look like old cars. It's a relic compared to some bikes, I guess. I do believe here's our gas station. How do I go backwards? I know you can go backwards. Ah, I didn't know you could change the camera. It's handy. See my bike in the middle of the road, it's fine. X must power drink.
Jack, where are you?
The gas station.
My baby takes premium, remember?
Naturally.
Listen, I checked out the criminal database for those two informers. They both have CCS chip implants.
Guess they can't be working too well.
Doesn't matter. Every control chip has a unique electromagnetic signature which can be tracked over short distances. If you have the ID code for a particular chip, it'll lead you right to it.
You wouldn't happen to know the codes for our two guys.
I stumbled across them while I was in the database. Wiring them to your VM right now.
Nice.
If the informers are around, you should pick them up on your map. Happy hunting, Jack.
Thanks.
Don't you love the smell of roast informer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Teach people to go squealing on the wolf pack. What do you do with the other one? He's taking a lie down in the corridor outside the John.
These guys look like such stupid villains.
Start with those cans, then move on to the squealer.
God. Alright. Let's do this thing. I guess they're both kind of facing this way. This is probably not the best way to approach this. Then again... You didn't throw that very far, Jack. Oh. Oh, I guess it's fine. I'm good at stealth. Jack, why would you stand up? Yeah, that's all of them, I think. Well, that was unnecessarily bad for my health, but we're okay. Car battery. The informer's in his car getting roasted. Literally. At least I took care of the bad guys. Device that controls and programs the washing machine has a slot for a token. Well, I ain't got no token. I remember when I played this with my brother, like back in the olden days, we would try and play this stealthy, and I specifically remember we were like, oh, can we see anyone inside the shop? And then we did this. So stealthy. Can you imagine someone being on the inside right now? Like, oh yeah, they'll never see me. Those were the good old days. Whoa. Camera's like, nah. Oh yeah. Alright, let's just move through the front door. Seems safe-ish. So many grenades lying around. Hey, pal. His head wasn't attached to his neck. Ah, just what the doctor ordered. No power, huh? Well, I did find that car battery. We can also put our shades on. There we go. That's important. Nice. And that looks like a token. It's Resident Evil meets Metal Gear. It's very strange, but I like it a lot. This game was a bit ahead of its time, and for being a Dreamcast game, it looks pretty good too, honestly. The controls could be better. Oh, good.
Must have been some kind of overload.
Oh, and I need that fire extinguisher too. So many grenades. Oh. It's fair. Okay. It's locked. See if anyone's locked on the other side. Looks like there are guys outside again. Yeah. Better be careful how I do this. What the? This is bad cover. Oh god. I should heal myself a bit. That's better. I'm good at stealth. I keep telling you this. You don't seem to believe me, though. Can I go in here? Board it up. Where was that car wash? I run by it already? Here it is. Did he manually use the token? Hope there's no one in there ready to kill me. Is that a grenade? What a guy. Jack, please. Jack! Oh god. I hate you, Jack. That'll do. Man, I used to be a lot better at this, honestly. There's a key to the locker, which probably has the cable we need for this. I don't have to go back this way. Guess we can unlock the door there. But hey, loot. So many grenades. I need more health than I need grenades, though. Yeah, I don't remember dying, like, a single time playing this before. I'm definitely playing it a lot worse now. This should take us straight to the locker. Really? Oh, this key he uses automatically. Okay. Whatever. Wires. And ta-da! We got a fire extinguisher finally. We really don't have to watch the whole thing, guy. We get the idea. Yoink. The fire extinguisher should be a weapon. Agree or disagree? Jack's like, alright, enough of that nonsense. Let's, fix this. Yep, just plunk a wire into a live connection. Yeah, you're the electrician, you know that's a good idea. I think I'm too late to save him. Hey, crowbar. I want that thing in your head, though, buddy. Well, I guess it doesn't matter now. Might be a bit crispy. I need to go through the other side. This jaunt that Wade has is pretty funny. Can't use the crowbar here. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he was kidding me. This is not Half-Life, my man. Also, you're not using that crowbar very effectively. Jack. Mr. Wade. No, I want you to...
So much for the Wolfpack retirement plan.
It's the keycard that we need for the other location. Some more dudes just showed up. Yep.
Whoa, big man with an EMP gun.
Hey.
I got your number, Headhunter. They told me about you.
Maybe you can share sometime.
You won't live long enough.
He's got a bigger gun than mine.
Jack, did you find the informers?
Yeah, but they weren't up to talking.
What about Grey Wolf?
He got away, but I figure there's only one place he's going. Time to pay Amco a visit.
Be careful. Grey Wolf's a piece of work.
I noticed.
So Amco is a pretty big building, and it's rapidly approaching 11 p.m. So I'm actually gonna get over there, and we will just call it a break there. But I think next time I want to continue playing Headhunter, because this game is fun. I'm not sure what it's like to watch it, but it is fun to play. I feel a little bit bad about Pathologic too, because the game seems very interesting for sure, but like, no joke, it was kind of putting me to sleep. I wanted to get out of my chair and go do something else. Oh well. Maybe if I play a bit of Pathologic off camera at some point, maybe I'll get back to it. But it doesn't seem like a game I want to play on camera, at least. Or at all at the moment. Oops. Not a bad watch this game. Well, that's good. It's got good music. Is that guy there again? Oh, he's dead. I think the Amco card reader was this way, right? Nice. This is one of those games that make no sense in a good way. It makes some amount of sense. It's just a stupid story.
Double shifts are killing me. Better them than Grey Wolf. Keep your eyes open. That headhunter could show up and the boss wants him bad.
Boss wants him bad.
Guys over the gas station.
Derp.
Squealers. I never saw Grey Wolf so mad. He called the meeting up on the 3rd floor, and that always means trouble.
A meeting, eh? Yeah, this building's pretty huge. I'm gonna see if there's any loot over here. Seems to be something in the corner over there. A proximity mine. Did you just see me? Yeah, I did. My stealth is particularly bad this time around, it looks like. Oh, here. Oh. No, not that way. Behind me. Oh, I'm still like half dead. These guys haven't learned how to quick shoot like me. Yeah, I've never been detected this much. This is actually kind of hilarious because normally you would sneak around this way, right? I don't remember exactly which way you take, but you sneak around this way. Get around here. You can climb up this way. You can totally get around those guys. Adrenaline. Just found some adrenaline laying around, as you do. And I don't have any more healing, I think, so pretty much boned. Until next time. Use some adrenaline. Be fine. But hey, let's save here. Disc 1. There's more discs in this game. And we'll call it good for now. Ugh, stretch. Alright. Well, you know, even though Pathologic was about to put me to sleep, I quite enjoyed tonight. It was a good time. Headhunter is fun. Talking to you guys is fun. Fun is fun. I really wish Twitch Studio would update already so I can see the activity feed when I'm playing in full screen in some games. This I'm playing window mode so I can actually see things. But yeah. Big truck driving by. Alright, well. Sleepy Useless is sleepy. Getting no sleep last night was... yeah. Hydrate. Will do. And I haven't had this water here for very long. But it's already getting stale thanks to the heat. I'm also just sweating bullets over here. I turned the fan off for you guys. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked watching what little you did of Pathologic, the crazy fever dream game. I hope you like watching some Headhunter. I had fun playing them. Mostly. Next time, I think tomorrow, we'll go ahead and continue Headhunter for a few hours. How about that? I have a bunch of frame drops. I think I should have checked my internet before I did this. Oh well. Oh well. I'll make sure it works better next time. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. As always, be good to each other. Take care. I'll see you next time. I'm also gonna be on Discord for a little bit before I go to sleep, so if you join me on my Discord, say hello. Take care. Bye.